Jason here with another blog from Cuenca, Ecuador. Today we have a client viewing for land in Tutupali. Come with me as we explore the neighborhood, and I'll also give you a few little tips about buying land more generally in Cuenca. And say hello to Kathy. Kathy is one of the agents that we work with. And back here we have Marco. Marco is one of the owners for the land. And here we are making our way in the beautiful Tutupali right now. Beautiful day for it as well. So where we're going right now is a nice block of land in Tutupali, which is about 25 minutes away from Cuenca. And our model is a little bit different. So this listing is with Kathy. And so yes, we obviously have our own listings, but we tend to share a lot of listings with different agents. And so for that reason, a lot of clients would tend to come and look to me for more of a buyer's agent type model, especially if you're coming from the US and you're sort of used to that. That is a bit of a sweet spot of ours that we're found in the markets, and we're getting a lot of follow through with that. But at Yapatri, we actually don't sell a lot of land. There's a couple of reasons for that. Firstly, it's probably just the demand. A lot of our market is expat driven, and just buying land for expats is a bit more of a commitment. A lot of expats tend to want the houses and the apartments closer to the city. And so that's probably the main reason why we just don't target it that much. Second reason, it's just tough. It's difficult to target land. It's very manual. So for example, to find a listing, you give me your requirements for land, I'm gonna have to go and find a bunch of different places, spend a lot of time finding the places. There's no MLS or something like that we can just tap into. And then once we actually find a place, the due diligence side of things is really quite different and really quite tough a lot of the times when it comes with land. A couple issues you're gonna come up against. One is the land might belong to a bunch of different people or family, and then you need everyone's permission, and that's really tough. But secondly, just out in the campo, so to speak, the laws are just a little bit different. They're a little bit looser. And so what you tend to find is that people will just start building their properties here without any proper planning permission. And it's okay for them, but then when they come time to sell it or something like that, you're going to run into some issues. So there's just a lot more time that we need to spend on the due diligence as well. So they're probably the 2 or 3 main reasons. Is 1, less demand, 2, more time for us in general, and thirdly, just tougher due diligence process. And so if you do want us to work with you for land, we are happy to do that, but we may request some sort of retainer for that, because I would have to pay our team time to go search and find the listings and stuff like that. And if you do purchase property through us, then yes, we'll take the retainer out of the commission that we get at the end of the day. But before we get to the land, Marco, the owner of, or one of the owners of the land, he mentioned that one of his friends has a couple of properties out here to check out. The client's running a little bit late, so it was a perfect opportunity to potentially list another couple of properties whilst we're here. So but this is a really good example of what to look out for out here. So this is a nice looking property. It's all new, but obviously when it comes to land, especially in the Sierra, it's the amount of usable land, or like semi-flat land that you could potentially build on that's going to make a big difference in the price per square meter as well. The land that we're going to check out, it's relatively quite flat, and you'll see that in a little bit, and that's why it's priced as it is. If it was hillier, then it'd be cheaper. So I'm not sure if we're actually going to list this property or not. Maybe we will, but if you are interested, feel free to send us a message as well on this one. So here we are, we've arrived at the property. This particular development, there are 8 lots available. They've sold 3, so we have 5 left. They're between 9,000 and 12,000 square meters, all obviously a little bit different slope and all that sort of stuff. The price is the same, and the price is $6 per square meter, which is really quite good value given where we are in Tutupalli. When it comes to the types of expats that tend to buy land, at least through me in Cuenca, there's generally 2 different types. The first type are the guys that just want to go all in. Maybe they're sick of city life in the US and they just want to buy something here. They build a house, buy a car, that's important. That opens up a lot of different access areas for them. And they basically just fully commit to living life here. The second type of expat that tends to buy property here, at least through me, is someone that's basically just looking for, I guess, more of a simple type of lifestyle, but they're not necessarily willing to commit to a car. And so that does really change the dynamic and limits the different types of options that are going to be available to you. This type of buyer, they generally say, hey, look, Jason, I want just a cheap piece of land relatively close to Cuenca. And when I say relatively close, we need some sort of transport. So yes, it does need to be near a bus station or stop or something like that, but it can be outside the city center. And the second thing that they generally want is like a tienda, basics, little shops for little food, so you don't have to go into Cuenca 5 times a week or anything like that. So they're the 2 main buyers that we service here, at least from an expat point of view, for the guys that are looking for land in particular. Today's viewing went really well. Basically 2 lots of clients, the friends of each other. I think they're both interested in maybe 9,000 square meters each. Obviously it's early days, so haven't signed or made an offer or anything like that, but it was a very promising viewing. And honestly, it's just lovely to get out here and be in the countryside for a few minutes on a busy day, especially after all the stuff that the whole country's been through recently. It's just really nice to get away, breathe some fresh air, hear nothing except animals and a little bit of wind maybe. It's beautiful. Hope you've enjoyed our little video today of doing this land viewing out in Tutupalli. Obviously, if you're in the market for land or apartments or a house in Cuenca or surrounding Cuenca, feel free to contact me, Jason at yapatree.com. Ciao. Now I just need to create a little listing video for this. I'm going to do it in vertical format, I think, just a little social media tease type video, and I'll probably provide that as well if you're interested. Welcome to Tutupalli, 25 minutes from Cuenca. We have 5 lots available between 9,000 and 12,000 square meters. There were 8, but 3 have been sold already. Located at the end of a quiet road, it's surrounded by native trees with all these beautiful views. And at $6 per square meter, the price is right. Get in contact with me for more information. Jason at yapatree.com. Ciao.